How did your unit accidentally start an international incident during a routine exercise? It happened during what was supposed to be a simple border patrol training mission in eastern Poland, 2018. Our company was participating in a NATO exercise with Polish and German forces. Standard stuff. Practice convoy movements, coordinate with allied units, show the flag near the border regions. Nothing complicated. I was the navigator for our lead Humvee, responsible for keeping 12 vehicles on the correct route through rural Polish countryside. We had GPS, paper maps, and detailed briefing materials. Should have been impossible to mess up. Day 3 of the exercise, we're moving from checkpoint Alpha to Bravo, a 40-kilometer drive through farmland and small villages. Everything's going smooth until our GPS unit starts acting weird around noon. Screen keeps flickering, coordinates jumping around, clearly malfunctioning. No big deal, we still had paper maps and radio contact with command. I switched to manual navigation using landmarks and road signs. That's where things went sideways. Road signs in rural Poland are confusing enough when your GPS works. Without it, trying to pronounce Polish village names while maintaining convoy speed becomes a nightmare. 20 minutes later, I realized we'd missed our turn. Instead of heading west toward the checkpoint, we'd been driving north for the past hour. Radio calls to command weren't getting through. Too many hills blocking transmission. My squad leader Jake kept asking for position updates. I kept stalling, trying to figure out where we were on the map. The landscape looked nothing like our briefing photos. Then we hit the checkpoint. Except it wasn't our checkpoint. It was a real border crossing with very serious-looking guards pointing very real weapons at our convoy. Signs everywhere in a language that definitely wasn't Polish. Guards shouting in what sounded like Russian. That's when my blood went cold. We'd somehow driven straight into Belarus. 12 American military vehicles, fully armed, had just crossed an international border without permission during a NATO exercise designed to deter Russian aggression. The optics were catastrophic. Border guards surrounded our convoy within minutes. Automatic weapons trained on every vehicle. Radio chatter exploding in multiple languages. Everyone looked ready for World War III to start right there. Jake was on the radio frantically trying to reach our command post. I'm studying the map, finally figuring out how we'd gotten so lost. GPS failure combined with a wrong turn had sent us 30 kilometers off course. The border commander appeared, a stern-faced officer who spoke perfect English. "Which of you is in charge of this invasion force?" Jake stepped forward, hands visible, trying to look as non-threatening as possible. "Sir, this is a navigation error. We're participating in NATO exercises inside Poland. We got lost." The Belarusian officer wasn't buying it. "You have combat vehicles and armed soldiers on sovereign territory without authorization." 20 minutes of tense negotiations followed. Phone calls to higher command, document checks, verification of our exercise credentials. Meanwhile, news crews were already showing up. Someone had called in the American military convoy. Within 2 hours, this became an international news story. American forces crossed into Belarus during NATO exercise. Russian media had a field day, calling it a provocative act of aggression. Our battalion commander flew in by helicopter looking ready to court-martial everyone involved. The diplomatic fallout lasted weeks. Formal apologies, investigations, policy reviews. I spent 3 days being interrogated by intelligence officers who wanted to know exactly how we'd managed to navigate into the wrong country during a routine training mission. The Belarusian government filed formal protests. NATO had to issue public statements clarifying that it wasn't a planned provocation. Social media exploded with conspiracy theories about American invasion plans. Jake got relieved of his squad leader position. I got transferred to a desk job processing supply paperwork. Our entire company got banned from international exercises for 6 months. The worst part? Investigation revealed that our GPS malfunction was caused by a software update that had been installed wrong. A simple technical glitch that created a diplomatic crisis. 3 months later, new navigation protocols required dual GPS systems, mandatory radio check-ins every 15 minutes, and backup navigators for all international exercises. They called it the Williams Protocol, named after the incident. Last month, I saw Jake at a veterans reunion. He's working as a civilian contractor now, training military navigators. His first lesson always covers the same topic: how to avoid accidentally invading foreign countries.